Hello. Hello. This is Sandy McManus. Hello. I'll give it just a few more moments and then I'm going to get started because I am not mic'd up. Oh, okay. I am a few minutes late. Well, just a tiny bit late. Minor little Facebook technicality. Okay. Yeah, let's get mic'd up. That always helps. So, yeah. Hello. I'm just gonna, while I wait for anyone who might join, because this is kind of an odd time, as it were, but it works better for me. Let's see if I can get my computer so I can see comments. Otherwise, I will comment afterwards, as is customary. But in the meantime, enjoy the cards. What is... I don't know what that's doing. And again, this is Sandy McManus. Sorry, I need to take a big drink of water because I know how much talking I have ahead. Oh boy. Excuse me. Hopefully that muffled it. I'm going to see if I can see comments on Facebook, but I'm not... Do you want to install updates? How about no? So, okay, we'll see what we can do here. And looks like I might be able to... Thought I silenced you. So just give me a moment. You know, every time I go in and do one of these, which isn't real often anymore, Facebook changes how things go. And I'm not... Well... I don't know, so bear with me. I can't even see comments. I don't think this is gonna work this way, but... So... Okay, we are going to give this a whirl. I don't know if it'll work. In any case. I shall begin. Hi, my name is Sandy McManus, and you may find me at www.needsaribbon.com. That is my business blog, as it were, my landing spot for all things related to my Stampin' Up business. Again, that's www.needsaribbon.com. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So today we are going to cover how to assemble the You Are Amazing project card kit. And what Stampin' Up means by a project card kit, it is not all inclusive. So you have to buy some supplies separately. And that's okay. I mean, sometimes these are well, I love all our kits, so I'm not going to comment on that. But that being said, it is a project card kit. It makes cards, it's a project, and you need some additional supplies. So to finish this kit, these are what the cards it makes. It makes 4 of each of these. Thanks, hip hip hooray, you're amazing, and happy birthday. And obviously you can supply your own stamp set, but this is the stamp set that was created for the kit called You Are Amazing. And it has the 4 greetings, some fun little stars, and the thought bubble, which could be a lot of fun. So some additional supplies you will need to finish this kit. You will need a clear block to mount the stamp set, because it is a red rubber. It is not photopolymer, it is our red rubber, which is now what we call the cling mount. It's got the sticky side, so you'll need a block to use that stamp set. You will need 4 ink pads. These are the recommended. Obviously, if you want, you could use your own colors, but these are the colors that coordinate with the kit. Is Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, and Pretty Peacock. So those are the 4 that are recommended to finish the kit as it is pictured. You will also need some mini glue dots. You will need some Stampin' Dimensionals, those little hexagon, double adhesive sided foam adhesives that you find the backings for all over your house and pets. I recommend the multi-purpose liquid glue, the Tombow, or we call it green glue for short. I recommend this, and I've mounted mine in a little kind of stand to keep it, all the glue always at the nozzle. You could also use our Stampin' Seal or an adhesive of your choice. You will need scissors, of course. I highly recommend a bone folder. And that's pretty much it. So other than the stamp set, ink pad, and a block to mount that, you need some adhesives. And of course, always scissors. So let's take a look at the kit. The kit comes in this great double-walled cardboard box. So, I mean, you know your kit is protected when it's shipped. Look at that. That's some hefty packaging. And I'm going to dump it out, because we're going to need to get all this stuff out to finish our... Because I only assembled half the kit. So I put 2 of each card so you could see them. So the kit comes in this adorable reusable Bermuda Bay. Isn't that the foil detail? It's a sturdy box. I love how it has a smooth feel. I love how it feels. Honestly, we do nice packaging. Here's your project kit. And it comes with our instructions are universal. They're global. So it comes in our 4 languages: English, French, German, and Japanese, because those cover most of our markets. So you just need the English version. And because our instructions are very short, this is part of why I do a video, or I include some other items with it. I have an instructional sheet, because they're just one sheet and it's tiny type too. And it has these graphics to show, you know, multi-language graphics to kind of give you a heads up for how to assemble it. So I'm going to set these aside because I have my own version. And if you would like a copy of them emailed to you, and this is what I've come up with. It explains the kit, the item number, what's included in the kit, what else you need to complete your kit, or what is recommended, I should say. The colors in the kit, which are Bermuda Bay and Bermuda Bay Foil, Flirty Flamingo, Gold, Foil, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Pretty Peacock, and White. And then I have broken down, and I'm going to need this. I like to take our kit and kind of break it down into the essentials. So the first thing we need to do is stamp our greetings. And I have this easy reference chart which shows which shape of our tags, and I'll show you that in a minute, which ink color goes with it and which greeting. I think it just makes for faster assembly. Again, Stampin' Ups are multi-language, so, and they don't want to send a thick booklet because that's going to add to the shipping cost, the overall cost. So that's why I like to make these handy dandy reference sheets. So I'm going to set that aside and keep that handy so I can see it. So what else is in our kit? We get our Granny Apple Green and White twine. And again, I've tried to keep it as original packaging as possible so you can give a see what it looks like. And so it comes all backed, very, very well packed. And I'm going to set these aside so you can still see them while I pull out. And again, you can do some interchanging. You can certainly assemble this kit. The other thing I like about kits is they're a great starting point for whatever you need. I mean, they're a great starting point for your own creativity too, because everything's pre-cut, pre-scored, pre-this and pre-that. And this kit in particular, the only stamping that you have to do is on the greetings. So here's another card base. Here's the third card base. And then the fourth one is, which one am I missing? The polka dots, which I'd probably call the most important one because it's Bermuda Bay and Bermuda Bay Foil polka dots. So that's pretty important. So again, and it comes with all these envelopes. And they're all lined. So let's take a look at those. So you can coordinate your envelopes. However you want. So we have Mango Melody lined envelopes and Bermuda Bay lined envelopes. So you can mix and match, but that just gives your card a nice finished look. This is something when I'm on my own, I don't tend to do as often, and I know I should, because it really does give it a finished professional look. I'm going to put those aside. So it comes with the 16 envelopes that you need to mail your cards. I'm going to break this completely apart now and make a little bit of a mess so we can get ready to make our cards. So we need one of these. We need a sheet of that. I don't need this one because it's only on one card. I need a sheet of these. I need a sheet of that. I need that. Here is for doing just 4 of them, you only need one of these sheets. This is how your greetings come. So they come, so one sheet has a label for, or yeah, label's a good word for it, for each card. So we only need one because I'm only going to assemble one live. We need that. We need only one of these vellum tags. And here is kind of some extra, we need one of these. And see how everything is nice and pre-cut for you and perforated basically? You just tear it off. And we need one of these Vellum Pennant tags. And I believe that is it and we'll need our stamp set. My adhesive is handily nearby. And I think, and I'll keep this handy. And okay, so the first thing I recommend is to stamp your greetings so they can sit aside and dry. Because this isn't our normal white cardstock, it's very comparable to it, but I have found that sometimes letting it sit to dry for even 30 seconds can keep smudges from happening, and they only give you enough labels to finish the kit in this particular kit. Sometimes they give you extra. It varies. So I'm going to go ahead and set the finished cards aside, just out of range. We're going to push this stuff out of the way so I can have a nice clear stamping space. So I'm going to bring this in. Again, I only need one sheet of these. I need to take a drink of water already. Sorry about that. So for my chart, so for the rectangle banner, that would be this one. We use, rectangle banner. Okay, so I'm calling this one the thought bubble, the small rectangle, the large rectangle, and the rectangle banner. Yeah, that is a banner. So for the rectangle banner, we're going to use Granny Apple Green ink and the thank you stamp. So let me get my Granny Apple Green ink, and I will mount thanks, thank you stamp. And I found I accidentally mounted mine a little crooked on the stamp, as you can see. So that doesn't affect it, but I don't go by how my sticker lined up, because I oops that and go by the shape of it. That was just an oops. It happens occasionally. And rather than tear the stamp apart and try and reposition it, it's just something that I need to be aware of. And I'm already inky. Okay. So I'm gonna flip this around so I don't drag ink across the other labels. And here's my other tip that I always say repeatedly. For these labels and these little pieces, like when you're punching, keep them on the full sheet. They're easier to handle. You can pop them out later. And let's do a little test. Yep, we're good. I always do a little test. And good. Nice to know that doing it live, I didn't mess up. So the next up is the Thought Bubble, which uses Mango Melody and Happy Birthday is the greeting. I'm going to just put them until I'm done with class so I can clean them all up. I'm just going to put them on I often do that when I'm working. I put them on the outside of the case. That's just a reminder to me that those particular stamps need to get cleaned. And they stick, it doesn't affect the stamps at all. So Mango Melody, Happy Birthday. And again, here's another tip. You can use your grid to line things up. Your grid paper, if you stamp with grid paper, which I recommend. It's like 11 cents a sheet. You can usually use it for several projects unless you get it super sticky. And then toss it. Worth it. So we're doing Thought Bubble next in Happy Birthday and Mango Melody. And I'm going to do a test. Because again, they don't give us extra labels in this kit. Perfect. The next one up is the small rectangle, Flirty, Flamingo, and You Are Amazing. So, oof, that was almost a oops. And I need to clean up my hands. At least till they're dry. Flirty, Flamingo, and You Are Amazing. So we'll put our dirty Happy Birthday on here. Put that aside. You Are Amazing. Again, We can use our grid paper to kind of line it up. It does help. And that's for the small rectangle. And again, if you would like these instructions, I will try and get them posted, but there is no guarantee that they will get posted on my website or my Facebook page. But you can always email me at needsaribbon@gmail.com if you would like me to mail you one. Email, that is. So, you are amazing. Oh, test. See? It's always good to do. Beautiful. We'll pull that one off. Then the last one must use the only ink we haven't used, which is Pretty Peacock. Try and not get goop everywhere. And it must be the Hip Hip Hooray greeting, because that's the only one we haven't used. So let's pull out our Hip Hip Hooray. And I'm going to mount that vertical on my block this time. And almost upside down. We'll get that like that. And I need to clean up my blocks. And because this is a vertical stamp, I assume I am going to need to position my labels such that it's vertical or portrait. And the others are landscape or sideways or horizontal, depending on which terminology best fits you. And there we go. And I'm going to put this away because this one will make a big mess if I drop it. So I am done with all my stamping. I am done with my stamp set, which I have now. I know I need to clean those up, so I'm going to put them aside. I'm going to put aside my block because I no longer need that. That has had some time to dry. So the next step on my instructions, and it's comparable to the Stampin' Up! One, stamp the green inks by the chart above. Adhere dimensionals to the backs of greetings. It's just best to get this done right away, I found. So I'm just going to flip this over and grab some dimensionals. And you don't want to take the backing off. Yeah, you just want to put the dimensionals on there. And I will use, depending on the size, 4 to 5 to 2. Like for this long, narrow rectangle, it only needs to be 1, 2, 3. Thought bubble, to make sure it stays even, we'll go with 4. So that is how I positioned my dimensionals, is 3. Well, I can go ahead and peel them off now. 3 on the back of the thanks, 4 on the back of the thought bubble, 4 on the back of you are amazing, and 5 on the back of the what I call hooray, because it is a bit bigger. You want something in the middle so it doesn't, you know, go concave on you. So the next thing is you want to put your cards into appropriate piles. And by appropriate piles, I mean how the card gets together. I did have to pull out my instructions for this, but I'm going to go with what I have already done for cards. Oh, well, we can go by the instructions. It's kind of hard to tell, though. I had to keep flipping back between these and this. But we can use this chart, too. We'll just leave that out for reference right now. Polka dots on my other card base is just the solid Pretty Peacock. I want to make sure my folds are all facing the same direction, because when I was putting the kit together, I almost assembled one upside down. So the cute little stars go with this one, and I don't need that one. That one's for the final card. The tag goes with this particular one, and my thought bubble. So I believe that is all except for ribbon that we need for that card. For the next card, for the Pretty Peacock card, which is right here, We'll need this card front or card layer. We need one of these, and the photograph doesn't do it justice, and one of the foils. So you need one of each circles, and we need our thanks. So that is all we need for the thanks card. And I'm just making piles. Again, I found this methodology with kits works the best. Stamp everything that you need first, then put things into piles, and then start your assembly. It's just my proven method. Okay, so for this next card, which is the amazing card, we need one of these gold foil pretty peacock pieces, only one on the 2 sheets. We need one of these Mango Melody banners. We need one of these pretty peacock foil fun labels. And we need the amazing. So for the last card, which I just love this card. Oh, this one goes, yep, that one goes with this one. And we need this gold foil stripe. We need one of the pretty peacock foil scalloped rectangles. And we need the hip hip hooray. So here are your card piles. Let's just review that. One for hip hip hooray, you are amazing. Because I didn't write that out. This is just easier to explain visually. And those are your card piles. So for our next instruction, you want to do your twine. So I need to grab my twine and my scissors for the next one. And so I found, again, do all these steps first. You're kind of doing an assembly line thing. So stamp, sort, twine, and then you assemble. It just, again, it's just a methodology that works for me. You are on your own if you want to do it some other way. Excuse me. So the twine on the happy birthday card. And again, the mess is minimal with this kit too. It's not like you have little stray pieces of cardstock all over. So for this one, you want to take your vellum tag and you're going to loop it about 5 times. They looped it about 10, but I just felt that it was still visual enough to not do the 10. You still get the same effect without as much work, especially if you are assembling all 4 cards per the kit. So that's one of my tips. Yeah, and I tried to keep them all nice and neat in their little order. And just, and that was the other thing, and I have it on my tip sheet. I cut my twine to project. I don't pre-cut per the instructions. They're like, you know, cut this length, cut this length. That should be enough. You're going to tie a bow. You don't have to tie a bow, but I did tie a bow. Boy, you know what? I'm going to redo that because I don't like the way that's laying. I had mine on my sample cards all nice and neat. And I tightened it up so they look kind of like a spring almost. Okay, so now we're going to tie a bow to finish it off. I like to cut from my roll. I know some people like to cut and then trim. I just find I waste less, and I'm not needs a ribbon for nothing. I cherish my ribbon and use, you know, pretty much down to the last inch often. So again, if I were doing this on my own, I'd probably have left even a shorter tail, but I want to show you that they're, you know, you don't have to be as goofy as I am about precious ribbon. Actually, that looks pretty good now that all is said and done. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to finish it off, bring that tail around, and we're going to trim. Looks pretty good. Oh god, these are my crummy scissors. I need to go get them sharpened. I have better scissors. Okay, so that's the twine for the happy birthday card. We're going to set that one aside. You are amazing. So for this one, that is a landscaped card, so it folds open that way. And we're going to wrap around the Mango Melody Pennant tag thing. So you want to leave enough of a tail to do a bow. Something like that, 5-6 inches should be enough for the average bow tire. So do some, 3, 4, 5 times around. Again, they did a lot more, and I found it was just as effective. And that way you will have enough. I mean, they're very generous with their twine, but you want to make sure you don't run short before you finish your kit. And this way, this gives you extra for future projects if you want. I like scavenging through kits for extra items. And I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot in this before I tie a bow, because the twine is so easy to tie, and it doesn't really take much extra length, because twine can sometimes unwind. Go ahead and tie a knot so it is secure. Then we'll just tie our bow. Okay? And there you go for that one. Again, you can make those loops a little bit shorter, whatever the look you're going for. Again, there is no hard and fast. It is a kit. It is supposed to be kind of an idea. Okay, these are the worst scissors in the world. Oh my gosh, my apologies. Wow. So there is the You're Amazing. The thanks card, which I'm just going to pull up my sample here. Okay, this is one where I cheated. I did not like what they did. They wrapped the twine around twice around this tulip layer. And A, it doesn't really show. B, it's a pain to work with. C, trying to conserve a little bit of my twine. So here is what I did. I took about a 12, 14-inch piece, something like that. Not an exact measurement. I looped it over twice. You can see. So again, they had the twine. I'll bring up the... So that's what I did. I made like a double bow. It doesn't even really show up on there, and I'm going pretty close. They looped the twine around. I thought that's hard to work with, doing that, and it uses a lot of ribbon, and it just, quite frankly, I didn't like the way it looked. So this is how I did my bow for the thank you card, or the thanks card. I did my own thing. Oh boy. I'm really doing my own thing. Oh goodness. That happens. There. No harm, no foul. Okay, so I doubled it. Doubled my length. 6 inch, 7 inch, whatever. Some normal, length that you need for the bow. And I made my bow. There we go. There we go. That's good. I'll cut those are my tails. It's not quite even, and you know what? It's not going to matter. Whoever you give the card to is not going to care, trust me. They'll just be so thrilled to have something handmade, or any mail that isn't a bill. Wow. I'm laughing. I'm trying to make it through with these scissors. I don't want to go digging for new ones. Oh my gosh, this is bad. Oh, that is so bad, people. Don't be like me. Okay, so that's for the thanks card. And then the last one is our Hip Hip Hooray. And our Hip Hip Hooray card uses, they wrapped it around the Vellum Pen Banner a couple times. I did 3 times because of the rule of odds visually. So when you do this, make sure you allow enough tail to finish a bow. And just go around like 3 times. I think they said 5. I don't know if they really said, but they had some generous amount of the twine used. And sorry, I used twine and ribbon interchangeably. I'm just like, it just doesn't need to be that complicated. It doesn't need to be, it just doesn't even, it visually doesn't change the look. So why not take the easy path and do a few less twirls around? Okay, there we go. Cinch that to the middle. And then we're going to tie a bow. And you see how I am keeping my tail on the end until I am ready to trim? Partly because my scissors are so bad. Not really, but they are pretty bad. Okay. So let's go like that. There. And that is it for our twine and dealing with those scissors. So I'm going to put the blade. So next, now we need to start assembling. Let's check in with our instructions. So we did the twine. I give the little tip on don't go around the card, but just tie it in a big bow. Now you need to assemble. I use multi-purpose glue, and then I have a tip for the Hooray card, which is this one. I did that one. Let's do that one first. So I used my green Tombow multi-purpose glue. Sorry. To assemble my cards. You can, you know, they recommend the Stampin' Seal. By all means, choose the adhesive of your choice. You know, don't go out and buy something new just to finish the kit. That's not the point. But Stampin' Seal for best effect. The glue works too. Obviously, I'd be happy to sell you some glue. Let's make sure. That's one thing I did was I'm centering. I want to make sure that, excuse me, my gold is indeed in the center. Look at that. You can kind of tell by my lining up on my grid paper. Bing da boom. So, going by my instructions, where are we? The hip hip. We'll just switch to these so I can show you the hip hip hooray. Oh, they had it off to the side. I don't like that. I never even noticed that before. I put it in the center. Oh, that's weird. No, I like it in the center. Okay, well, the next piece we need to adhere is our Vellum Pen Banner piece. And I found, this is one of the tips I put in my instruction sheets to make sure it stays down, because you know anything anything underneath vellum does show. So, oh no. Oh, another reason to put those on is I used flubber nuggets. Oh my goodness. Well, it's okay. So I used glue dots underneath the twine. That way you can hide it. And the less you handle the glue dots, because that's what I did that when it pulled the twine off. 3, we'll do 4. And that way that is down. And then I just put a little green glue underneath the middle, where I know it's going to get hidden anyway. to make sure that this stays down. And to be all like the kit. So here's the thing I noticed, that they put the points on the banner at like the bottom of the green stripe. I actually do pay attention to stuff like that. If you want it to look like the kit, obviously it's not going to look completely like the kit because, why? Because I centered my gold. And that's okay. Now we're going to adhere our pretty peacock foil scalloped rectangle. That is a mouthful to say. And on the card they have the scallop going down to kind of middle of this Flirty Flamingo stripe. Again, if you're trying to be perfectionistic, which I sometimes can be over some things. And then, and if anyone is joining me, I cannot see comments right now. And I don't have a helper today, which is fine. So next we're going to take our dimensional laden greeting label and attach that. And there's our first card. Boom. Next up is our thanks card. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up on a glue dot right away so it doesn't get lost. And next we're going to adhere our card front with the pretty tulips. Gosh, is this a springy looking kit. Make sure we have our fold at the top. Late night stamping issues. Learn from me. Oh my goodness. There. And so the next, what they've done is they've taken and offset the two pretty peacock, one in foil, one in paper, circles. So we'll just go ahead and put a little glue down on those. And when I assembled my kit, I actually did try and position them as they did. Oh my goodness, I have issues. And we'll do this one. Something like that. Not a big deal. I'm going to peel my... And here's a tip. These seem to be peeling off quite easy. Take your fingernail, and that's how you poke the backing to release it. That's why I keep this fingernail long. Take your fingernail, poke the backing to release it if you're having problems getting the back off your dimensionals. So we want to go ahead and position that thanks. They have it butted right up to the edge of that Flirty Flamingo right there. And then now this is where I did the cheat. This was the card that had the twine that went all the way around, and I cheated and made a double bow instead. So we're just going to put that down right like that. I think it's far more effective. I like it a lot better. Next is the You Are Amazing card. And again, here is the assembly instructions if you need them. Make sure our fold is at the top. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this pretty peacock and gold foil label layer, whatever you'd like to call it, down on the front of the card. And for those that are super careful, here is a tip to make sure you are somewhat centered or lined up, is to take a ruler or something like this. And I'm close. I'm not perfect. But, you know, line up your diagonal corners. The next piece that needs to go down is the Mango Melody double-sided Pennant Banner piece thing. And we'll put a little glue there. And we're going to go ahead and I think that's far enough over. And that goes in the center there. Yep, that's good. When I assembled it too, I noticed they kind of put it so it's kind of like an additional stripe if you're really picky. I see how this is crooked now. There, I straightened it a little bit. So it kind of goes over the gold foil marking. Okay, and next we're going to lay this down, and you could put this up with dimensionals. By all means, give it a little extra oomph, but I am going to go ahead and just glue it right down. Just because I don't want my card getting so fat that it might possibly get flagged at the post office. I've been more conscious of that as of late. Kind of just depends on who's working, or if you just drop it in the box. Generally okay. The U.S. postal rule is 1/4 inch. I don't know what other countries have, but in the U.S. it is 1/4 inch thickness or less. And there are mail slots that you can actually buy to test or make your own. Just a little tip from me to you. So there is the You're Amazing card, and we are almost done, people. So the last one is the Happy Birthday. I love this card. My favorite one, I think, in the kit, and yes, I actually have a favorite, I believe, is the Hip Hip Hooray. I don't know why. It's just such fresh, fun colors. But this would be my second one, because it's Bermuda Bay with the Bermuda Bay foil, and it's polka dots. So, first thing we're going to do, I will put a little glue dot underneath that, just so it doesn't go flopping around in the card. That is my advice. And then we're going to put some glue kind of in the middle. Again, it's all hidden. Doesn't have to look pretty, just needs to stay down. And we'll get that top to bottom centered, side to side, not quite. That's close. Nobody's going to get out a ruler and measure. If they do, they can make their own cards. And we're going to go, again, here's another piece that you could put on with dimensionals. And this is the way they have it oriented, so that it's peacock and granny apple green star. That was my visual cue that I used when I assembled. Go ahead and put that down. So yes, you could by all means pop this up with dimensionals. I am not. And then let's go ahead and peel our dimensional backings off. And I'm trying to make sure all of mine go in the garbage, because otherwise what happens is my cat crawls across the table, they get stuck on her fur, and then they end up all over the house. True story. My one cat loves to crawl across this table. So we are done, people. This is the easy peasy, beautiful breezy, You Are Amazing project kit, card kit. And it makes one of each of these, or four of each of these cards. The You Are Amazing, the Thanks, a Happy Birthday, and a Hip Hip Hooray, 3 cheers for you. So a congrats, birthday, whatever, and thanks. Kind of your basic reasons you send a card. It comes with the instructions, which I always write my own. And that is it. So it makes 4 of each, so 16 cards. And then again, a reminder that it comes in this adorable box, which you could gift or reuse, whatever your thing is. And then it comes with, yeah, we'll just grab 2 of these. Our envelopes are lined with either Mango Melody or Pretty Peacock, and you can coordinate them with whichever card you want. I would probably do Mango Melody for those 2 and Pretty Peacock for those 2, but whatever your thing is, they're beautiful. It gives it a nice finished look, and again, 16 envelopes. So I hope you have enjoyed watching me assemble this kit, and I hope you've given some thought to getting this kit. The kit, with all its fanciness, is $30 for 16 cards. That is, I didn't math that. That's less than $2 a card. $1.75, something like that, for the kit. And then you'll need to get the stamp set. I don't have a price on that, but I'm going to guess it's somewhere around $17. It's not a lot, which again, you can use again and again and again. I need to go clean mine now. And then just a reminder of the extra supplies besides the stamp set, which is an external purchase. You need a clear block to mount that stamp set on. You need your 4 ink pads in Flirty, Flamingo, Peacock, Granny Apple Green, and Mango Melody. So you need 4 ink pads, or you can just, if you have one of them, you certainly could just use the 1 ink pad to do all of them. That is fine too. This is just going by the way they assembled it. And then you'll need some additional adhesives. I do recommend having a bone folder just in case, but those creases are pretty solid on that. You'll need scissors, of course, because who can't craft without scissors handy. You'll need glue dots. You'll need your additional adhesives you will need. Again, you don't need them. It's just recommended. Let me clarify. You'll need dimensionals, mini glue dots, and some other kind of adhesive. You could adhere the whole kit with glue dots. You could probably do something with dimensionals if that's all you have. And you could even do something with this. You don't need all 3 kinds of adhesive. It's just recommended. And they recommend actually our Stampin' Seal. I found I like that better for a lot of reasons. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me assemble this kit. I hope this gives you some thoughts. I know this kit was on back order with Stampin' Up. And they have since gotten a number of, I don't know what the current as of today because I didn't check today, but by the time this gets posted in any case, the number fluctuates. But they did have a sufficient amount because it is a retiring product. That was not planned when I planned this class months ago. I had no way to tell what retires and what doesn't, and but it is a retiring kit, but they still have plenty in. Stamp set still available for another few weeks. Again, great stamp set for all kinds of things. And that is what I have for you today. So I hope you have enjoyed the You Are Amazing Project Kit Card Kit from Stampin' Up and from me. You may find me at www.needsaribbon.com. And if you would like to be emailed a sheet of my handy dandy instructions, reach out to me at needsaribbon@gmail.com. Or you can find that on my needsaribbon.com website too. You can reach out through there. So I thank you everybody for joining me this Saturday, and I will respond to comments after. And have a great weekend. Bye.